Welcome to class. On today's edition of our class, we'll be taking you through a relatively new concept of employee engagement. Employee engagement. Now, this is a phrase that is more used by people in the HR sector, but it is becoming introduced to the subject of leadership more increasingly recently. Now, what is employee engagement? Employee engagement refers to the level of emotional connection that your employee has with the work and, of course, with the leadership. Now, you could replace the word employee for the purposes of leadership discourse with the word follower, to mean follower engagement, follower connection, follower relatedness with the leader. So put differently now, employee or follower engagement will refer to the level of emotional connection that a follower has to the vision or the task or the personality of the leader that he's following per time. Now, I like to emphasize here that I mentioned that it is emotional connection, not economic connection, not social connection. Speaks of that moment where the employee is emotionally invested, gets so connected in the task of the boss that he can say, I love my job, I can't stay without my job, and literally just feels like he is or she is a co-owner of the project as executed in conjunction with the boss or the leader, as the case may be. Now, that is what employee engagement is all about. Principally, what we are trying to teach here is how you can ensure that your followers or your workers are not just non-committed. They are not indifferent. They are not economically connected or socially committed, but emotionally connected, which is what we refer to as employee engagement. The question now is, how? How can you get workers or followers who are emotionally connected to the vision, to the boss, and to the task as assigned to them? Now, I'm going to share about 4 steps or 4 approaches towards ensuring employee engagement. Now, number 1, I like to say that what matters and how to get towards employee engagement is to even ask the question at the beginning of who you are hiring. Who are you recruiting as your workers? Who are you recruiting as your followers? Now, the quality of the workers you recruit, the quality of the followers that a leader commands has a great impact on whether they will become emotionally connected or invested in the vision, the task, or the purpose of the team or leadership. Now, what do I mean by that? If you're a professional or you're a politician, and you are recruiting people who have no political interest in your team, or you are an engineer and you are recruiting people who have no engineering know-how and are not exactly interested in what your vision is about. If you are somebody whose target is destination A and you have recruited people either as followers or workers whose target and aspirations is destination B, tendencies are that this group of persons will not become emotionally connected to what you do. The reason is simple. Their purpose is different. The reason is simple. Their destination is different. Their aspiration is not aligned with your own aspiration. So where a leader or an employer has the opportunity to be the one to determine who he employs, he wants to be sure that he employs people who share a passion. He employs people who share a vision. He employs people whose purpose is in tandem with the purpose for which he is employing them for. Now, where the purposes align, there is a greater tendency that there will be employee engagement. The reason is simple, because as the follower or as the employee is performing the task of the organization, they will be seeing themselves become, they will be seeing themselves fulfilled because their purpose is similar to the purpose or the vision of the organization. Now, but what happens where the boss or the leader is not given the opportunity to be the one to hire the people that will work with him? Now, this now leads us to the other things that you need to do to guarantee employee engagement. So, number 2, I speak again about the quality of the vision and how the vision is communicated. the quality of the vision and how the vision is communicated. On the quality of the vision, now where the vision is for a just cause, where the vision will benefit more than just the leader or members of the organization, where the vision will benefit those who you have called to work with you and the members of the team, or those whose interest is related to the interest of the members of the team, there is a likelihood that there will be employee engagement. The reason here is also as the first reason I gave. When there is a possibility that the fulfillment of the vision of the team will be beneficial to not just the leader, but to the leader and the followers, not just the leader and the followers, the leader and the followers and those connected to the followers have a tendency of getting emotionally connected to the team. But beyond the direct benefits they derive from it, now what is the quality of the vision in terms of time? What is the quality of the vision in terms of degree of impact in the community generally? Now, those who are recruited or those who work with leaders who have a tendency to achieve great things will have their followers committed to it because they want to be a part of greatness. Now, when your vision is pedestrian, when your vision is local, when your vision is not for a just cause, people are not connected to you because even in the realization of the vision, they will still remain local people. They'll become pedestrian men. Now, what is the quality of your vision? Will your vision outlive you? Will your vision benefit people beyond Nigeria? What is the scope of the impact of your vision? When the scope of the impact of your vision is broad, you have people getting connected. When it will outlive you, you have people getting connected, not just because of you, but because the quality of the vision is such that its fulfillment would put the workers who work with you in the global map of relevance. But beyond the quality of this vision is also how the vision is communicated. In transformational leadership, one of the key elements of transformational leadership is what we call inspirational motivation. And inspirational motivation is principally about how the leader communicates the vision to the followers, how the boss communicates the vision to the workers or the employees. Now, what do I mean by this? You must communicate the vision clearly. It is in clarity that you have buy-in. But beyond the clarity of the vision is that you must communicate the vision in such a way that the follower or the worker sees himself being made in the realization of the vision. Now, every individual is selfish. You must underline that. Every individual is selfish. So when the vision is communicated in a way that the selfish ambition of a follower or a worker is clearly identified and provided for in the fulfillment of the vision, you have the worker or the follower becoming connected. He is now connected because he has seen himself in the vision. So now he takes ownership of the vision because he realizes that whatever becomes of this vision will also become of him. That is to say that if the vision fails, he fails. If the vision succeeds, he succeeds in his own private aspiration and desires. Now, that is very, very important. Now, therefore, leaders must learn to understand the multiplicity of the desires and vision of the people they have called together to work for them and communicate the vision of the team or leadership in such a way that each individual finds fulfillment in the fulfillment of the vision. Now, that would therefore mean that vision may not have to be communicated once. Beyond the general sharing of the vision, a leader may need to take steps towards communicating with the individual team members one-on-one to ensure that he makes the team member to see what is in it for him or for her. Now, where this is guaranteed, there is a high tendency that there will be employee or follower engagement. Now, number 3, you also want to ask yourself, what needs of the follower or the employee do you meet as a boss or as a leader? Now, Abraham Maslow it was who categorized human needs into different hierarchies. He says that there are the physiological needs, there are the belongingness needs, there are the communal needs, and then at the peak of that pyramid is what he calls the psychological or the self-realization needs. the self-realization need, the self-actualization need. So when you are looking at the subject of employee engagement, you want to therefore be specific to ask yourself, which or what need of my follower or my worker am I meeting? If you are meeting only the physiological needs, that is food and shelter, you must realize that all that you will be having is perhaps an economic connection, because they are there just to feed, they are there just to parent, they are there just to have what to eat and what to give to their children to eat. Now, if all you are meeting is their belongingness need, that is, you have created an environment where everybody feels like they are part of a family. Now, remember, you realize that all that you are meeting there is perhaps their belongingness and communal needs. And if that is all the need you are meeting, you must understand that you may have social connectivity, but not emotional connectivity, which is the end of employee engagement. At this level, they will not own up to the vision, because, if somebody else gives them an alternative to feed their children, or they find another family where the fire of bonding is hotter, they will leave you. But any organization that meets the self-realization needs of the followers has a tendency of achieving employee or follower engagement. And finally, to guarantee employee engagement, you want to look at how you, the boss, how you, the leader, have owned the vision, and what part of the vision you have allowed this your worker or this your follower to share in. It speaks about the ownership of the vision by the boss, and how he allows the workers and the followers to become part owners of the vision. Now, this is shown through his words, this is shown through his actions, and this is shown through his reward. What do I mean by what? Every time a leader shows up and says, I did this, my company did, my staff, my thing. Now, if all your phrases is filled with I's and my's and me, then it means that you have totally owned up the vision. You've totally owned up everything about the company. Now, it means that your follower that you want to become emotionally connected has no place in it. Now, whereby your words, they have no place in the vision, they will not become emotionally connected. But when a leader says, we did, members of my team did, or is even bold enough to say, person ABC is the person who came up with this idea, you realize that they become more connected, because they realize that their effort is duly recognized and that the leader does not take everything. Now, you want to check, therefore, how you own up the vision. But beyond this too is that the passion level of the leader also rubs off on the passion level of the followers. Now, if the leader is not emotionally connected to what he's doing, there are high tendencies that the followers will also not be emotionally connected to what they are doing. Now, this is seen principally, or most times, with managers, most times with people who are simply employed to supervise or oversee another man's vision. They may go there, they are the bosses, but it is not their vision, so they're not passionate about it. So when they are lukewarm about the fulfillment of the vision, the lukewarmness, the absence of enthusiasm is also transferred to the worker. So when the boss is not emotionally invested, tendencies are that even when the workers may have an emotional connection with the vision or the task, having seen how the boss is doing it, their passion level, their connectedness, their emotional likability of the vision may also drop. So you want to check all these things and be sure that you've ticked all the boxes. Thank you very much for joining our class today on employee engagement. Please, for more lessons on this, I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get more insights on the subject of leadership. Or, of course, also visit our website on www.moreleadershipacademy.com.ng to download our courses and materials and join an evolving community of young leaders in Nigeria and Africa. Thank you.